On the next episode of the Gridiron Report with David Wright, the Random Report, Running Back Rooms. How y'all doing on this beautiful Sunday? So I wanted to go over winning in the Washington Commanders organization, which directly connects to Josh Harris, our owner. So he also owns the 76ers. LeBron James is signing with the 76ers. You've seen the seats already quadruple in price just from his signing. This came from Rika of Street Scores. I hadn't made the connection. I did make a video about LeBron signing, but I hadn't actually made the connection of our owner is winning. So I know it's two different businesses and two different sports, but the way this helps is it gives Josh Harris even more of a credit line. That's how he paid 6.5 billion for our organization, and how he's paying 3.7 billion for our new stadium. So the more his credit line goes up, the more he can do for his baby, which is the Washington Commanders. Remember, he grew up a Washington Redskins fan. He's not just an owner, he's one of us. So, this is an awesome thing for the whole organization, all the way around the 76ers and the Commanders. So, this is the Random Report. We will discuss the NFC East and the Seattle Seahawks, the Super Bowl champions. We're going to go over the quarterback rooms, and we are going to start with the number one room, which automatically becomes the Eagles because they have Saquon Barkley. Now, they're not, they're more upper built, so if they lose Saquon Barkley, they're losing a bunch. But their second guys aren't chumps. We're talking about Bigsby. He only had 344 yards, but he averaged a 5.9 average and 2 touchdowns. Now, Saquon Barkley last year only had 1,140 yards. He was only averaging 4.1 yards per carry and had 7 touchdowns. Their third back, Will Shipley, he only had 87 yards, a 4.4 average, and 0 touchdowns. So it won't be a horrible off the cliff moment if Saquon gets hurt. But if it went deeper, it could be catastrophic for them. If Tank Bisbee was to get hurt too, it could be a major, major problem. But we all know who Saquon Barkley is. So if you lose him, you're not happy at all. Like, replacing that is not in this room. So on the next one, we are going to put Dallas at number 2. Hurts my soul to do that, but it is what it is. So they had Javonte Williams, Malachi Davis, and Jaden Blue. Well, Williams put up 1,201 yards, 4.8 average, and 11 touchdowns. This is why they're in number 2. Malik Davis, it's a pretty steep drop in yardage, but I'll show you where it's not horrible. Only 250 yards from him. However, his average per carry is the same, 4.8 yards per carry, but he only had 2 touchdowns. So that is a drop, and a drastic drop. So they are really, really top heavy. They can't afford one injury where their running back room will be hit really hard. Um, because Jaden Blue, 129 yards, a 3.4 average. That's dismal. That's horrible. And one touchdown. So this is where I'm kind of torn. I want to say I'm going to put the Washington Commanders at number 3. And I wanted to put Seattle there, but theirs is truly unproven. Like, is the only reason why I'm going to say that. So, with the Washington Commanders, you will have, and this is my favorite room for over a long, brutal NFL season. And I'll tell you why. Now, don't get me wrong. I ain't taking none of these guys over Saquon Barkley, or I'd probably take Javonte Williams. But I'll tell you why right now. So Bill put up in his rookie year 805 yards, averaged a 4.6 per carry, and had 8 touchdowns in a system that was unfriendly. And he actually only started about 7 to 8 games. And we were really bad about going away from the run. Really, really bad. Thanks, Cliff. Um, and that's fine. And I do believe that he'll get the route running concept and the blocking concept. Um, and we already know he's a good catcher. He wasn't used enough, but he doesn't drop the ball and he produces. So let's go to Rashard White. And this is why I'm so confident in our room over the brutal year is Rashard White averaged 4.3 yards per average last year, 4 touchdowns, 572 yards. Now, keep that in mind. 4.6, 4.3. Now, Katron Allen. Now, his comes from college, so you'll see a drop, but even if you see a drop to where his average is between Bill and Rashard White, um, man. So, Katron Allen in college had 1,303 yards, 5 yards per carry, and 15 touchdowns. So let's say he drops to a 4.4 or 4.5 average. Now you have 3 backs that are in that good to excellent range, well, good to really good range in average per carry. But hold on, because we also have Jerry McNichols, which is only 319 yards, but he averaged 4.5 yards per carry, 3 touchdowns. And here's the big thing about Jerry McNichols, he's one of the absolute best in the NFL at third down when you need 7 yards for a first. He's like one of the very best at getting you 8 yards. He sits in a hole, he'll be there, or he can just have that little explosion because that's his run game, and he just gets you that 1 yard over what you need. So as you see, and I know where we're being ranked, but as you see the average per carry, we could take one, we could maybe even take 2 injuries, and we'd still have producers on the field. That in these rooms is unique in itself. And I like that. Now, would I want a Saquon Barkley instead of Jerry Nichols or whatever? Of course. But being built to sustain injuries in such a brutal league, I really, really like that. So in the next room, I'm definitely gonna put Seattle Seahawks. And theirs is a lot of unproven since they let Walker go into free agency. And Zach uh, Charbonnet, he won't be back to start the year. So you won't be able to count on him. But they went and got Jadarian Price, which in college put up 674 yards, 6 yards per carry, and 11 touchdowns. They also signed a free agency, Emmanuel Wilson, which was 496 yards, 4 yards per carry, and 3 touchdowns. They also have George Holly, and this is why I don't know why who I was gonna put there because this is dropping off a cliff. Like you just drove off. You not only drove off the cliff, but there was a cliff on the other side, and you hit the damn thing and blew up on the way down. Because when you get to him, it's 73 yards, a 3.3 average, 1 touchdown, and that's bad. Now, when they do get Zach back, their room will all immediately become much better. So that's why I put them there. Now with the Giants, you have Cam Scatterbo, 410 yards, a 4.1 average, and 5 touchdowns, which is a really good runner. But will he be able to rein it in some? He needs to be less psychotic with his running and try to stay more healthy for the year for his team. We'll see if they can rein him back just a little bit. They're going to have to work on that with their quarterback, too. Um, but you also got Tyrone Tracy Jr., 740 yards, 4.2 average, 2 touchdowns. Now, just like Seattle, it's a pretty big drop off in Devin Singletary, 437 yards, 3.7 yards per average, and 5 touchdowns. Now, as you can see, that's why um, the only reason why I have Seattle higher than the Giants is Zach coming back. And then because that drop in Devin Singletary's 3.7 yards per average is dramatic because that's dismal. That's not good at all. So in these rooms, like I said, it'll be the Eagles #1, Dallas #2, which hurts my soul. #3 would be the Washington Commanders. #4 would be the Seattle Seahawks, and #5 would be the New York Giants. Now, we have proven talent, and Bill has 1 year under him, and he put up good numbers. Rashard White has going on 5 years, so we know who he is. Jeremy McNichols is a veteran. But when it comes to Seattle, man, they leaning into a lot of rookies, and we don't know what we'll see, which makes me smile because we play them the third game of the season. Actually, these rooms that are iffy, as far as yes, Javante Adams is really good, and I'm not saying he's not at all, but it's a lot easier to key in on one running back and one style and slow them down some. So I'm happy with that because we got to face them game 2. Saquon Barkley, shit. We'll see what happens there. But I'm really happy. I love our running back rooms. And I truly believe all these teams have done a good job at solidifying their running back rooms. Now, a couple of them could definitely use some depth because, boy, it's off the cliff pretty quick. But it don't matter if you go off a cliff when you got Saquon Barkley as your lead. So there's that. I appreciate y'all joining me on a Sunday, gorgeous Sunday. I hope y'all enjoy it as much as I am. Thank you for coming back. Please comment down below, like, share, subscribe. Tell me which team is your favorite running back room. Tell me what order you like them in. And since we are Washington Commanders Redskin fans around here, what do you think about our running back room with Bill, Rashard White, Katron Allen, Fat Man, and Jeremy McNichols, and these numbers that they could put up? Let me know what you think. Come back and see us next time. I appreciate y'all joining me.